What's up, everyone? Welcome to the Power Play with CJ. We're focusing on the Columbus Blue Jackets Pittsburgh Penguins series preview, which is the most anticipated first-round series in a long time because they had the second and third best records in the NHL and are playing in the first round. They kind of got fucking screwed. Let's call it, what it is. Obviously, they're going to meet tonight in Pittsburgh. Last time they played the playoffs was 2014, Eastern Conference first round. Penguins won in 6. I actually thought Columbus probably should have taken that series. I thought it had a few things gone differently. But that's 3 years ago. I'm not going to sit around and talk about the past. Let's focus on the here and now. The reigning Stanley Cup champions have a hell of a team. Hot take, I know. And Evgeny Malkin will be back in Game 1. And Zach Werenski's been back in Game 1 as well for the Jackets. I mean, you look at this Penguins team, and, I can talk all day about their high-end talent, but, you guys know that shit already. What fascinates me, so you got Crosby, you got Malkin, you got Kessel. Obviously, Letang's out for the series, out for the playoffs, to be wider. That's all cool. But the way they're able to call kids up out of the minor leagues, out of their AHL affiliate in Wilkes-Barre, plug them in top 6 roles, and have them play big-time minutes in, big games is just mind-boggling. It's fascinating, especially for a team that's mortgaged so many future assets away. That in terms of first, higher picks, to get a Phil Kessel, and then in other years to get, Jerome McGinley at the deadline. That cost him a first-round pick and a couple of prospects, and to get they gave him a first-round pick for Perron at one point. So those are 3 first-round picks you don't have, and obviously, having Kessel, in the Cup last year, all that shit. But beside the point. I think you look at these, the guys like a Connor Sherry, at 53 points in 61 games in his first full NHL season. It was excellent last year in the playoffs. Brian Rust and Scott Wilson really had their moments. And Jay Gunzel, 33 points in 40 games. That's a 66-point pace, 16 goals in 40 fucking games. 66-point pace. Anyone in Pittsburgh ever wear 66? Oh, Josh Osang wore it there as an away player once. I'm just kidding, obviously. Super Mario. But, the fact that they're able to unearth these gems in the 3rd to 7th rounds, and, Sherry's case being an undrafted free agent out of UMass Amherst, it's a testament to their scouting staff and Mike Sullivan as coach to be able to put these guys into positions where they can succeed. Being told as a young player, you're going to be playing with Sidney Crosby tonight, that could be a daunting thing. But these guys do it. And God bless Pittsburgh for their ability to just unearth diamonds in the rough. And again, a lot of it has to do with playing with high-end players, but you've got to make plays on your own to get that opportunity. So, we talked about the forwards. Their defense is kind of a walking mash unit right now. Obviously, Letang's out. They're banged up. Daly's been banged up. Olimata's been banged up. But my favorite defenseman on this roster right now is Justin Schultz. You look at the year he had. He's finally starting to show the offensive side of his game that he showed at Wisconsin. And I think a lot of that had to do with getting out of a bad situation in Edmonton. Now, Edmonton's not a good situation, but that wasn't the case while he was up there. For the 3.5 years he was an Oiler. I think that's testament how talented of a guy he is. And the fact that he's getting these opportunities and being able to showcase what he can do, I think it's pretty cool. Outside of Schultz, Brian Dumoulin, I've talked about him a lot over the last 5 or 6 years, going back to when he was at Boston College, and the kind of player he's developed into, really kind of a nice stable defenseman to have, on that blue line in Pittsburgh, and they'll figure it out. Their forwards, I think, will elevate the play of their D, which usually it's the other way around. But when you have that kind of high-end talent in the Mike Sullivan system, that's going to be the thing. And Matt Murray will be there Game 1. Don't even think about floating could MAF play? No, it's fucking Matt Murray's crease. Cut the shit. When actually he's still technically eligible as a rookie this season for the Calder. He won't, because his name isn't Patrick Laine, Austin Matthews, or Zach Werenski. But speaking of Zach Werenski, Columbus Blue Jackets. So we had our Pittsburgh Penguins love fest that lasted a while. The Jackets have, their top 7 leading scorers are all under the age of 30, and 2 of them are defensemen, 22 or under. Zach Werenski and Seth Jones combined for 89 points this season. That's good. I mean, Zach Werenski at the age of 19. I've been following him for a long fucking time, but the fact that he was the youngest player in the history of Red Baronson's tenure at Michigan, and was excellent as a Wolverine. Becomes a high draft pick, does some great things, at Michigan after does the 2 years there, plays for the U.S. of the World Juniors, and now 47 points in 78 games as a 19-year-old rookie. Yeah, no big deal, not a big deal or anything, And again, that blue line, and we'll start with the defense. Him and Seth Jones. I've talked about Seth Jones so much over the last 5 years that he's playing like he's a legitimate stud defenseman, which I knew he was and always would be. And then going a step further, Ryan Murray is what he is. The always injured Ryan Murray, excuse me, never mind, take that one out of the equation. And Gabriel Carlson got some ice time towards the end of the season. Kyle Quincy came over from the Devils, nice solid veteran. Scott Harrington was traded to Toronto in the Kessel deal, and then ended up for Kirby Reichel in Columbus. But again, and Jack Johnson, obviously, who actually turned in a not bad season. No one's going to mistake what Jack Johnson should have been versus what Jack Johnson is are two different things. To make the argument, Jack Johnson coming out of Michigan, I thought was going to be Zach Werenski. They're both obviously Wolverines, both U.S. National Team Development Program. So, again, that kind of clouded my expectations. But their D isn't bad, and the two youngsters are a big reason why. Going up front, Cam Atkinson, 35 goals for the former Boston College Eagle. Not bad for a kid from Connecticut. And then Alex Wenberg, one of their only first-round pick out of 3 in the 2013 draft that's still around. 59 points on the season. That's pretty damn good. Another guy had a great year, Brandon Saad, already has 2 Stanley Cup rings. He's not even 25 yet. That's good. Then you look at Foligno, who really turned it on this year. And again, I've always been a Nick Foligno guy, and if that makes me weird, I don't care. I hope he's not weirded out by that. And then Sam Gagner, who's back from the dead this season. I watched him play against the Bruins in a exhibition game at the Garden this fall. I forget what season it was. Beautiful shootout winner. So he's still got it. And 50 points in the season was high for him for a long time. I know that much. So again, then they got some veterans. You got Dubinsky, you got Hotnell. Josh Anderson was a very, very good call-up. He had a great run last year with their AHL affiliate in Lake Erie, and parlayed that into a very good first full season in the National Hockey League. So 22 years old, will be 23 next month. Double-digit goals. Tough kid, gives you some size up front. And, kind of forwards are wicked skilled. Between the pipes, it's Bobrovsky. What more do you want me to say? He's going to win his second Vezina this year. 931 save percentage, 206 goals against average. Pretty fucking good at the whole goaltending situation. And again, he's your lock to win the Vezina. Regular season statistics, of course. So this is a pick'em. This is going to go 7 games. This will be a 7-game series, and I like Pittsburgh. I like the reigning Cup champs in this. Do I think Pittsburgh's going to go back-to-back? No. But I like what I'm seeing, and I think Columbus just drew a really tough matchup. And I think that they got fucking screwed by the way the whole thing's laid out. And we'll see. If Columbus won, would I be shocked? Absolutely not. And again, the fact that it's 2 and 3 seeds overall in the first round is like, come on. And again, I think Mike Sullivan's a better coach than John Tortorella. So I think, and it's funny because Tortorella was pretty much Sullivan's mentor for a while. So we'll see what happens. But again, I got the Pittsburgh Penguins taking this series in 7 hard-fought, very, very, very memorable games. Anyway.